Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to another session of Canvas Live. Canvas Live sessions are presented by the Canvas community members and/or Instructure employees to help Canvas users improve and enhance their teaching and learning with Canvas. Before I spend too much time explaining what Canvas is, I'm going to just turn it over to Katie today, who is going to launch our Microsoft series. Katie, take it away.
Great, thanks, B-Rai. Hi, everybody. My name is Katie Bradford, and I work on our partnerships team here at Instructure and Canvas. And we've been pretty closely involved with this Microsoft project, so I'm here to share a little bit of that with you today. We also have Brad on the line, and Brad is an engineer and has been also very closely involved in this project, and he's going to be hanging out in the chat to help answer some questions while I'm presenting and after the presentation. So hopefully between the two of us, we'll be able to address all your needs and get you going with the integration. So I'll just start by saying that this is going to be a pretty high-level overview today of the integration. If you're already familiar with it, you probably won't see a whole lot of new information today, and I encourage you to come back to the later sessions in the series when we'll sort of deep dive into some of these topics a little bit more. But this is intended to just kind of give a brief overview of what the integration looks like, and the different points of integration between Microsoft and Canvas. So with that, I'm going to get started. And just one other quick note, if you have any problems seeing any of the screenshots or the screencasts that I have included in this presentation, feel free to email me after this presentation is over. I'm just katie@instructure.com. I'd be happy to send a copy of the presentation over to you so you can look through them, parse through them, examine it as closely as you would like. So I'm happy to help if you have any problems seeing any of this information today. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the 7 main points of interoperability between Canvas and Microsoft. These are the sort of the highlights of the integration, and hopefully it'll give you a sense of what to expect and what you can do between Canvas and Microsoft O365. So here are those 7 points of interoperability, and some of these are, pretty much what you've come to expect from a regular integration, like single sign-on, and you'll see some of these are taking place in Canvas, and then some of these points actually occur outside of Canvas in Microsoft's tools. So we've got some really nice cooperation going on between Microsoft's tools and Canvas. So whether you prefer working in Canvas or in Microsoft's tools, like if you're a OneNote user and you really like working in OneNote, we've got some cool stuff for you as well. So with that, I'm going to move on to point number 1. You can sign in with your O365 credentials to Canvas. So if your students are accustomed to logging in to Microsoft's tools, or you simply don't want to have to remember a million different logins and passwords, which is completely understandable, you can log in with Microsoft to Canvas, which is really cool. And this actually this functionality has existed for a while. But I think this is a really fundamental and important part of the integration and how it works. So you can log into Canvas using either of those credentials. Our next point is that you can add and embed your O365 documents to your modules. So let me give you a little preview of what that looks like. So when you're in Canvas and you're getting ready to add some content to a module, all you have to do is click your little plus button to add some content to the module. and your modal will pop up. And from there, you're going to select External Tool, and you'll have the option to select Office 365. So when you click on that, your modal will pop up that allows you to choose a document or a resource from your Office 365 documents. So you can navigate through there and select a document. We're going to select the Declaration of Independence here. Click your blue Submit button, and those fields will get filled in with all of the relevant information. From here, you just click the blue Add Item button, and that document will appear in your module. Now, what that looks like for students is this. As they're progressing through their modules, clicking those forward and back buttons, the document will appear in its full and glorious form so that students can read it. So this is great for, like a syllabus or, anywhere that you have a document already created in O365 and you want your students to take a look at it. You can just add it right there in your modules. And at this point, I'm also going to add, because I don't actually talk about this later, but anywhere you use the rich content editor in Canvas, there will be a button on your toolbar that allows you to access your Microsoft materials, and you can add a link to any Microsoft O365 document to your rich content editor content. And when students or you or your students click on that link, it'll launch a new tab and open the document in O365. So you have several different options for embedding documents in your course, and this is what it looks like when you embed that modules document. All right, our next point of integration, collaborations. So, oops, sorry about that. Collaborations are sort of the bread and butter of these O365 documents. They're designed to be collaborative so everyone can work on them. So that's one of the really nice parts of this integration. And I have a little screencast here for you, and I'm going to talk you through it just to show you what it looks like. So when students, or when you're setting up a collaboration in Canvas, you'll click your collaborations button, and then you can select collaborate using Office 365. And you can choose a Word, Excel, or PowerPoint document for collaboration purposes, and just fill in your information like you normally would for a collaboration, give it a name and a description, and then you can assign it to individual students or to groups if you have groups created in your course, and save it. And from there, your students will be able to access the collaboration. And when they click on it, as you can see here, it'll open that collaborative document, whether it's a Word document or a PowerPoint or a spreadsheet. And the students who have access to that can start collaborating on it right there in Word or Excel or PowerPoint. So that is what an Office 365 collaboration looks like for students. Pretty simple and straightforward. All right. This is something you'll probably be pretty familiar with. Students can upload O365 files as assignment submissions. So this will all look pretty familiar to you. When students are able to submit an Office 365 document or PowerPoint as an assignment, they'll have a tab that allows them to navigate their different documents and select one and submit it as an assignment submission. And then you'll be able to see that document as a teacher in SpeedGrader or however you choose to grade the assignment. So pretty simple and straightforward. That's what the submission tool looks like. All right, our next feature here is cloud assignment. If you've attended any of our Google presentations on Canvas Live, you'll be familiar with what cloud assignment is. This is a really cool tool that allows you to essentially disseminate a copy of a document that you've created to all of your students. And they receive a copy and their own copy that they can edit. So I have a screencast here for you to take a look at. And you'll note that it's actually sped up. So it's going to go a little fast, but I'll talk you through it. Just fair warning. So when you create an assignment, you'll fill in your information like you normally would, and then you're going to select external tool and get your cloud assignment option there. And then you'll select a document that maybe is a template, for example, where you have like blank questions that students can fill in or something that you'd like to assign out. So you can see this very attractive template document that we created. Now this is what it looks like for students. They'll open the assignment and they have this copy of the document that you sent out. They can open it in Word, edit it, do their thing, type some words on the page. Yep. And then from there, they can submit the assignment by clicking that blue submit button. You see those live updates there. And then the teacher we're back to the teacher, looking at it in SpeedGrader. You can see those changes that student made. And you can click that blue open button to actually open the live version of the document, add comments or edit as you need. Or you can just do your typical SpeedGrader thing and add a grade or a comment or a media comment or whatever you'd like to do. So you have a few options there. So that's how cloud assignment works. It's really cool because you know that it creates that copy for all of the students to whom it's assigned, and you know, lets you do your typical workflow. So we really like that feature, and hopefully you will enjoy it too. So all right, now we're going to switch gears a little bit, and I'm going to show you some of the features that the integration features that actually exist in the Microsoft product that allow you to connect to Canvas through Microsoft. So here we have a Word Online document, and you know, say a student is typing up a paper or something like that, and they don't, you know, it's extra work to have to switch over to Canvas and submit that document. So you could actually use this Word add-in and connect to Canvas and submit documents through Word to Canvas. So you add this Office add-in one time. You can see up in the upper left that Office add-ins button, and you connect to Canvas one time. Over on the right, you enter your school's Canvas URL and connect, and you authorize it, and then you're connected to Canvas. So once you're connected, over there in the right-hand column, all of your courses will appear as a student, and you select a course, and then you select an assignment. So in this case, we're going to select Book Report 1. That's what we want to submit this paper for. And once you click on it, the assignment is submitted through to Canvas without ever having to open that other tab or log into Canvas in a different tab or download the document or what have you. So that's a nice, simple, beautiful workflow that allows you to to just get all your work done in one place. So that's the Word add-in. And then there's also this really nice OneNote class notebook integration. Now this actually existed before the new Microsoft integration, so you may be familiar with this already, but I'll just show it to you real quick anyway because we really like it. So if you're a OneNote user, you can connect to Canvas in OneNote and actually do quite a few things in OneNote without ever having to go to Canvas. So you can connect OneNote to your Canvas instance. That's a really quick and easy process. You do that through your Manage Classes button. And then once you do that, you actually have the ability to create assignments while you're in OneNote, but it actually pushes that assignment creation through to Canvas. So when you click that Create Assignment button in OneNote, this little modal will pop up. And all of that information actually auto-populates that title and description. You can change it if you want, but you don't have to add that information. It just draws from the content that's already in your notebook. And you can add a due date and a time if you'd like. And you can choose which folder to create it in there. And we're going to do it in the homework folder for this particular assignment. And when you do that and click that Create button, that assignment gets created and pushed through to Canvas. So pretty cool. So if you actually open your Canvas calendar, which you can do right inside OneNote as well, you can see that assignment on April 15th has been created and pushed through to Canvas. So pretty cool little feature. And then additionally, you can actually grade those assignments in OneNote. OneNote's really great because you can annotate right on the work and really get down and dirty and interactive with your students. So you can see here we have a math homework assignment. The teacher has added some feedback, and now as a teacher you can enter your grades for the assignment right here in OneNote and push it through to Canvas Gradebook. So all you do is make sure that Enter Grades checkbox is toggled and enter the grades for your students, click Submit, and that gets pushed through right to your Canvas Gradebook to the assignment that you associated with this OneNote assignment. So pretty cool. And if you're a heavy OneNote user, or you really like working in OneNote, that will save you some time and work, and you don't have to switch back and forth quite as often. So hopefully you'll find that that feature helpful. So that covers our main points of interoperability between Microsoft's products and Canvas. And hopefully you like what you see. And if you have any questions for us or comments, now would be the time to share them. So.
I will go ahead and help moderate some of the questions in the chat for you, Katie, because some
Great.
of them we've answered and some of them we are still in the process of.
Awesome.
Maybe I'll just sort of help sort of filter them for you. Linda asks a question, does the assignment submission type need to allow Office 365 to use the word add-in?
So can you repeat that question one more time?
Yes. Does the assignment submission type need to allow Office 365 to use the word add-in?
I don't. So the word add-in that's just a completely separate feature. You can use it, or you don't have to. I don't. I don't believe the assignment type matters.
Okay. Thatcher writes, does the student have to add Office 365 to their services in their profile to access the docs to submit? Or is that something that's automatically generated within the course itself, the prompt?
I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble hearing you. Can you repeat that one more time?
Totally. Does the student have to add Office 365 to their services in their profile to access the docs to submit to assignments, I assume?
No, you don't. That should for students, when O365 is added to the course or the account, essentially what happens is it should become available to all students automatically. They don't have to do any additional work beyond that. So.
Okay. And just to clarify, I know this question came out a couple of times also in the chat. Once this is enabled and your student logs in one time, it should be pretty much automatic. They don't have to log in every single time once it's enabled, correct?
Correct.
A question from Fort Lewis College e-learning. Our institution has a CAS and Office 365 for business. Can you speak to how this LTI can accommodate what to anticipate and how installation into the production site will differ from the beta site? It's kind of a big question there.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that I would know the answer to that particular question. I don't know if I don't know if Brad can chime in at all or not, but otherwise we can get back to you.
The CAS authorization should work. I think it's just a couple more page clicks for the user to log in. But as far as going from beta to prod, if you install the tool in prod, it should show up in beta. It may not work entirely just because the URLs differ from beta to prod. And I don't think we recommend you install like our beta tool on your environments because the data does not migrate forward. So you should always use the prod tool. If it works in the beta environment of Canvas, great.
Great, thank you, Brad. David Gorman asks, I've experimented with using Sway, but if a student views it in Canvas, they need to log in to Sway. Is there a way to avoid double login? And Heather responded, actually, that you have to select in share for anyone with the link to view. So that kind of helps. Thank you. Sorry about that. It seems like you guys helped each other out there in the chat.
Cool. Other questions?
There is a question that came in from the community on the community events page. The scenario is that an instructor includes content for students either within a page or an assignment, and then the instructor leaves the institution. What happens to the link to that document? The question is coming because they're concerned about the impact on historical record of the course.
Well, that's a really interesting question, and I don't know the answer.
It's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
So if the instructor leaves, anybody that had previously been given access to the document should retain access to the document, but no new access would be given. One of the great things about this is we only grant access when somebody views it. So it's not just like shared with everybody. That way, a lot of the access controls are handled through the tool. So nobody else would get new shares, but the existing shares should be there. And submissions that were submitted would still exist, just not new assignments would not be created for people, if that makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, perfect. And another question just came in. Is there a way to repress Office 365 from Course Nav? It seems like you can't do anything from it other than browse your own files.
Good question. I I believe it should work the same way other course nav does, so that teachers can go back and hide whichever navigation options they would like. I don't know if you can confirm that, Brad.
It looks like Heather says you can disable the course nav. I have not done it, but I believe
Okay.
I've heard of other people doing it. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's how it would work.
Yeah, and I think that is possible. As far as making it the default, I'm not sure about that. But one thing to consider, as some of the people in the chat had mentioned, like whether to install it at the course level or at the account level. If you're testing it out and installing it at the course level, and then decide you want to launch it at the account level, and you install the LTI at the account level, you may have double stuff, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
You may see Microsoft, the LTI, and the navigation twice. So you just want to be mindful of that. One of them you want to probably disable. Is that your experience too, Katie?
Yes, that's correct.
Great. Any other questions or comments? Yeah. We have a couple more minutes.
And like I said, if anyone would like a copy of this presentation so you can look through those screencasts or screenshots again, just email me at katie@instructure.com and I'll be happy to send it over to you.
Katie, is it possible to add that to the event page as well?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do that.
Great. We'll have a link to it on the event page as well. So we do have 3 more sessions coming with regards to Microsoft Office, this LTI integration, where Katie will go through kind of each of the overview pieces that she went over today and kind of deep dive into the different areas of assignments and other integrations and things like that. So, please continue providing us questions so that we can customize some of these a little bit and tailor them to the questions that you have. I will try to reach out to those whose questions weren't answered today individually, and we'll also post them in the on the event page so that we can address them there. Of course, you can always reach out to any of us, Katie, myself, or Brad, and we'll try to answer these as best as we can to help get you through it. Other than that, just sort of a reminder. Canvas Live, we want to make sure that you're up to date with all of the new sessions that are being presented. Lots of good information there. Like I said, there's 3 more of the Microsoft sessions in the series. We have a Canvas Live user group, so if you are interested in collaborating on other projects with other Canvas users in terms of presenting and sharing out your feedback on Canvas, that would always be a place to go for that. And we also have our chat rooms, so if you have questions and you need live feedback, there's a lot of community members in those chat rooms that could potentially help with addressing all sorts of questions, not just with the Microsoft integration. Thank you so much, Katie, for taking the time this morning and and giving us an overview of this LTI tool. And thanks again, Brad, for helping us answer some of the more technical questions on the integration. We'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone.